Welcome to today's episode of Credible Perspectives. This is the fourth episode of the Women and Wealth series, and we're having the very lovely Alice Kamau, co founder and the lead of risk and compliance at Etica Capital. I know behind the scenes we were saying that very many people know you for Etica money market funds, but please tell us more about what you do and what other products you have.
Thank you so much, Mokami. Just introduction again, my name is Alice Kamau. I work for Etica Capital. So Etica Capital is a fund management company that's licensed by the Capital Markets Authority in Kenya. What we do is that we have different products, and what Etica does, when we started, we wanted to target the retail market. So we have different products where clients can come in, on board digitally, very streamlined process, and you're able to invest as low as 100 shillings and earn a return. So the main aim was to drive savings, especially across the younger generations. Even as students, we made the barrier of entry. We removed the barrier of entry where you found most products in the market required maybe 10,000, 100,000 for you to start investing. And we realized not a lot of people have that, right? So we started Etica to boost inclusivity in investing, where even a student, you can be able to put aside 100 shillings even from your pocket money and just build that discipline and culture of saving from a young age.
Okay. You've said you originally started with the idea of people in retail.
Yes.
What gap did you see there so that that was your target market?
Okay, so money market funds, unit trust products have been there for a long time, right? So what we saw was there were some problems, some gaps that we thought Etica would fix to just make it more attractive and also again more inclusive. The first one, as I have mentioned, was barrier of entry, where we reduced that by making it low as 100 shillings. Another thing that we saw was the onboarding process, right? So a lot of players in the industry, when you want to create a money market account, you have to fill forms, send back. The process takes a while. You can even end up taking days or even a week to open an account. So with the digital transformation and a lot of people doing everything on their phone, we saw this as an opportunity where you can digitize the onboarding process, make it very easy, because right now no one wants to fill forms, right? So make it very easy. You can go to your mobile app, you create an account literally in 3 minutes. You're already sorted. You can start investing. Because again, when you decide to start investing, when it becomes so bureaucratic and the process, most people end up just I spend that money and I stop, right? So that was another challenge that we sought to cure. And if you go through our processes in 3-4 minutes, you're able to create an account and start investing. Another problem that we saw was customer service, right? So you'll find most players, you'll have customer service, maybe working hours, Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. But money is a very sensitive topic, right? So, and we wanted a product that's so flexible. That's another thing, such that you can get your money anytime you want, flexibly to your phone, right? And when you have a challenge, you can always call someone. So we made our customer service 24/7, right? You call on weekend, at night, at midnight, on Christmas Day, on New Year, you'll have someone to to help you. Because if you have an issue with your money account and you need your funds and it's Friday and you've been told wait until Monday 8 a.m., people get very frustrated. So that was a problem that we saw in the market that we sought to cure. Yeah, so those are the major things that Etica was based on. Etica's formation was based on to try and cure these problems and still offer the same products that the market is having, and now just make it easier, more flexible, more inclusive for everyone.
All right. Okay. Interesting. You speak a lot about money market funds. Is that all that you guys offer? We know
I
that's what you're known for,
that
but with the
yeah,
research I've done, there's more. So
there
I
is
need you to tell
yes.
us what more there is in your database.
Yes, I think most people know money market fund, and at this, what is currently happening on social media, a lot of people are talking about investment, a lot of people are talking about money market funds. So even the product that's very well known is money market fund. People sometimes think Etica Capital and Etica Money Market Fund are the same thing, but we have way more products. So we have the money market fund, which is the most popular product. We have a fixed income fund,
Mhm.
right? So you will find there are people who want to, let's say, invest in, they want exposure in bonds, right? But and that's something that we can talk about, the difference between you go and buying a bond and coming into a bond fund. Like a fixed income fund is almost always also referred to as a bond fund. So we made it easy for these people also. If you want exposure in bonds,
Yeah.
right, majority of your portfolio to be in bonds, you can come to a fixed income fund. It will still expose you to the same asset classes, an easier process, a more liquid process, because when you want to withdraw, you can access it, rather than if you're holding this bond and I want to sell it, right? So we have a fixed income fund for those people who are looking for that. We also have a Sharia fund for Muslim investors who want a product that follows the Islam principles of finance. So we also have that. We have it in Kenya shilling and also in US dollar. And we also have a special wealth fund that's now mostly targets high net worth investors who are willing to take a little bit more risk and also get more returns, because in investment it's a trade-off between risk and return, right?
Yeah.
You have to take some level of risk for you to get a return. So yes, we have more products than just the Etica Money Market Fund.
Okay. Do women have a high risk of investment or low risk or medium risk? What have you seen in your practice? How do women invest?
I think women, and I think it's just how we are, women are more risk averse. So you'll find they will come to low risk products. They want something that they know, right? Which is what you're catering for. But you're also coming up with high risk products, because as we work in investment, it's also our duty to educate the investors and even those who come to us on what else you can invest in. Because yes, money market fund is there, you can invest, but what else? Because people are also asking what else. And what we advise even our clients, a very important thing to do is to carry out your own risk assessment, right? It's because the risk assessment is something that you can actually evaluate. There are some factors that you can consider before deciding what is your risk appetite, right? Things like age, right? If you're maybe almost 60, you're nearing retirement, you should not be going to high risk products, right? Maybe buying stocks
Yeah.
where your money, you can even lose your capital, right? If you're the dependence that you have, right? So the investment horizon, the goal you're saving for, these are some of the factors that you can consider when you're coming up with a risk assessment, right? And now, depending on your risk assessment, will help you craft a portfolio that now suits you, right? So, because yes, we see women are mostly risk averse, but also we try and drive education that yes, you can come to this low risk fund, but what else is there that can even help you with capital growth?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So based on what you've seen then, what investment ideas or portfolios or options do you find that are highly underutilized by women especially?
So I think mostly the high risk products like stocks, you'll find most women will shy away from that. And it can be maybe they don't have time to understand what stocks is about, because also different asset classes that you invest in require a little bit more research. And that's where most fund managers come in. So they do the research for you. So you don't have to actually stop what you do on a day-to-day basis to do that research. But you'll find most high-risk products, women you'll not find many women investors in high risk products like real estate. Even many women own a house, but they'll save towards owning a house, not to invest in real estate as an investment, right? So I would say, if I want to build a house, if you want to own a house, but not look at real estate as an investment, right? So most of the time they will go towards the safer options, buy bonds, put in a unit trust products, maybe a bank deposit. So you'll find these are the products that are mostly not utilized by women. And for that, if I think, and what fund managers are also doing is there are these products that can also be broken down, right? For example, equities. Instead of you having to open an account and going and now deciding, do I buy Safaricom or do I buy KCB or do I buy Standard Chartered? Like, which stock should I buy and why am I buying it? Like, where do I see it going in the near future or the long term, right? So that's why you have fund managers to do that work. And you've seen fund manager coming up with, these products packaged in a unit trust. So you'll find equities, equity funds. We do not have one at Etica. It's something that we're thinking about. So to allow you to still be exposed into these, because stocks, it's a high risk asset class where there's potential for capital growth, especially if you're saving in the long term. The returns will end up being higher than for the safer investment options like bonds and the other low risk funds, right? So they'll come up with like these equity funds where they already do the research. They already have a portfolio where they will say, as we want to allocate, let's say 50% to Safaricom, this percent to what, because we've done our research and
Yeah.
we see it growing in the long or the near future, or maybe long term, if you're saving maybe for the next maybe 10, 20 years. So they do that, and you're able to, you as an investor, to go into a fund manager and just invest in that product. So without you sending you to go and buy stocks because you're now a high risk person, you can absorb high risk investment. You can still go to a fund manager and access these products.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing from you is that we need to diversify our portfolios. We can't stick to one investment product.
Yeah.
All right. You've talked about real estate as an investment.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So real estate is let me give this example. One of the most wrongly utilized, I think, asset class is land. And it's very sentimental. People, I have to own a piece of land. Like, that's when you feel like you have invested, right?
Yeah.
I have a piece of land.
Yeah.
But unless you're buying a plot for you with the aim of you maybe building a house to live there, or you converting it into something that is generating cash flow, it's really not an investment, right? So real estate, I think, is to look at, not sentimental, is how can you turn that whatever you have in real estate into cash generating, because again, in investment you also need cash flow, right?
Yeah.
You might have a lot of land, but you really don't have money, right? Because you need cash flow. So real estate, it's either if you want to buy a piece of land, build rental units, you'll be getting rental income. That's cash flow,
Yeah.
right? Or if you want to buy land for speculation, and maybe research has showed that this place, there's a railway that will pass here and it will appreciate and I'll sell it at a profit, right? So you treat real estate like that.
Okay.
There are also REITs that have also broken down, because also real estate is highly capital intensive, where you need a few millions before you can buy, let's say, a piece of land and build, right? Or an apartment if you want rental income. So we have REITs coming up where they have broken unitized that, where you can buy a few units in a REITs, real estate investment trust, and in return you get an income from that.
Right. Okay. So back to Etica's growth. How long have you been in the market for, and what has that journey looked like till here, till 2025 May 20th?
Wow. Ryan, I don't think we have the time. We can literally write a book. So Etica, the company itself was formed in July of 2021. So we are almost 4 years since the company was incorporated. But then after you incorporated, you have to go through the CMA process to apply for you to be licensed, for you to be allowed to actually manage people's money. So they have to look at your capability of the team and everything, right?
Yeah.
So we got our license in August 2022. After you get your license as a fund manager, as the company, the products you also sell have to be licensed, because they have to look even at this product. What is the risk, the clients that you're exposing to them? What is the governance structure of this fund? Because again, it's different, right? And something we can talk about.
Yeah.
How safe a unit trust is. There's a governance structure that's put in place by the capital markets to just ensure that the investor is protected. So we went in the process of registering our product, and we got the license towards end of 2022 in December there.
Okay.
And we activated our product in Q1 of 2023. So we are actually, we're in our third year. We've done 2 whole years of operation, and the journey has been, I think, the thesis that we had, the case study that we had that we wanted to do, we actually came up and actualized that. Because as I mentioned, our target was to just allow flexibility, offer good customer service, because people care more about customer service even than returns.
That's true.
I think people don't know
so
this,
true.
but people care more about customer service, more about how you interact with them, because they need to feel like safe, right? And you do that by interacting with them and being there when they need, right? So what we set out to do was to do that, offer very good service, offer easy onboarding, right? No filling forms, whatsoever. Offer competitive returns. I think if you search Etica, it's about among the it's offering competitive return. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not number one, but it's among the best money market funds in terms of return. And another thing, digitize the process, where even if you want to withdraw your money, if you want to withdraw to M-Pesa, literally even on weekend at night, you can withdraw and you'll be paid instantly.
Okay.
So, and we continue to to work on our digital platform to continue adding more value to the clients, because we also work on feedback from the clients. So when the client says, how about this, I can be able to do this on my app, it's something we take feedback and we take back to the team, to the drawing board. We see how well can we incorporate this client's feedback to just make it more efficient for the client, because at the end of it, we're there because of the client.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. What does wealth mean to Alice? What is your definition of wealth?
Well, that's a loaded question.
It
So
is.
I've been talking about money. So just following that line, I would say wealth is funds, right? What's available in your balance sheet, right?
Yeah.
So the assets you have, are they financial, non-financial assets? When you do that, when you take everything you own and then you less what you owe, the liabilities is what you get, what you're worth, right? But at a deeper level, you think about wealth is way more than finances. I'll say wealth is a mindset.
Yeah.
If you ask someone else, will say health is wealth, because maybe to them all they want is to feel healthy again.
Yeah.
But I think mostly wealth is a mindset. You can have a lot of money, but your mindset, if your mindset is not, you're not aggressive, you're not open-minded, right, to look for opportunities where you can continue to make money. You might have a lot of money today, but to maybe in the business that you're in, and then tomorrow something else comes up and drives you out of business. You need to be able to regroup, and you need to be able to have open mind, right, for you to continue being competitive and generate wealth in whatever you're doing. So I would say, all in all, mindset has a lot to do with wealth creation and wealth retention.
Okay, let's dig deep into mindset.
Yes.
How can we invest in our mindset so that we end up being wealthy women?
I think it starts from education, right? And I'll give you an example. In school, we do not learn a lot about investing, and I don't know if CBC has changed, but the curriculum we went through as millennials,
Yeah.
it was all about mastering what is in the textbook and doing an exam. So if you didn't do a business course, like I did not do a business course, right?
Same here.
I came to understand what investing is way later when I went into employment, because whatever I did in campus, I did not practice at all. Sorry. And let me give you an example. So I have a sister who, we're in campus together. We were very close in age. So I started working. She's an advocate, so it's a different career. I started working in finance, right? That's where I first learned about money market funds and investing and whatnot. And we would, you get this income. It's very small. You're starting internship and whatnot. And after you've covered your expenses, everything else goes to buying shoes, doing your hair, doing your nails and whatnot, right? Because you really did not learn about saving until I got exposed to that, and I sat her down. That was in 2017, 2018. I started working in 2017. I sat her down and I was like, there are these products that you can save, what and what not. And we came up with an Excel. And our target was to buy our first car by 2019. That's what mattered most to us.
Listen, it's not a luxury anymore. I
It's not.
understand where you're coming from.
Exactly. So, and that's when we actually realized you can actually save. And we came up with an Excel. These are the expenses that we have per month. Is it rent, food, down to your nails, to airtime that you'll spend? It was all written down in an Excel. So, and then this is our income. And it was very little income. We were literally just starting in our career, right?
Yeah.
So when you net the two, you're like, this percent, this amount is what we'll be saving. And we used to meet at Kencom every day on payday. We go and withdraw our money, and we go and we deposit in our money market fund account. We did not see it as much. Literally, like if I am to give a figure, we're saving about maybe 25,000-30,000 per month. And that's almost like 40% of what we were earning in total. So it was very little.
Yeah.
And the goal is to own a car in 1 year.
Yeah.
you would think like it does
Ambition
not
is
make sense, right?
priceless.
But now you see that mindset and that just being exposed to that knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and we continue saving like that. But now, yeah, you are done with internship, you get a promotion kidogo, you get a like straight bump in your income.
Yeah.
You don't change your lifestyle. Everything now goes to whatever you're saving. She's an advocate, as I mentioned. So you get these two jobs, so draft for me this, review for me this. Everything goes
Mm,
to money market fund. Maybe our mom decides, oh, this time to give you like a boost, maybe pay your rent. We
mm,
don't go buying shoes. Everything goes to that. And in one year, we're able to do that. We're able to buy like a small car. So that was, and our mindset changed when we were exposed to this.
yeah.
But a lot of people do not have that. And I've seen a lot of now education going to social media and what, but social media is not the best place
Mm,
to make investment decision on that, right? So I think it's mostly to drive this, and I like what Credence is also doing, drive this education even down to the people in campus, right? Because if I had that knowledge in campus, I would have done a lot, right?
yeah.
Then, because, and you see, if you were not saving that amount, we
Mm-hmm.
would have ended up just spending it anyway, and you have not realized where it went. Maybe you went out 2, 3 times a month, and it's all spent,
Yeah.
right? So it all starts with education and just exposure,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and I just like whatever is happening on social media. A lot of people are talking about investment, but when you get that knowledge and that investment, always do your due diligence. Call a fund manager, call someone who really has information in finance to help you start your investment journey.
Is it translating what much as there's a lot of information going on in social media? Is it translating to more? Are you seeing people taking up savings more? Are you seeing people taking up different investments more? Is it happening with our generation and Gen Zs? I I'm scared of going that direction because I tend to concentrate on Gen Z and millennials, but also above us, the boomers and the Xers. Is it translating?
It is absolutely,
Yeah.
especially with Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
We found in we're doing this analysis, even of most clients that we have right now are in that age group of between 20 and 35.
Oh wow.
So these people who are a lot on social media platforms, a lot of them, that knowledge is transforming to them actually taking up investment products. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll find a lot of people who are just testing.
Yeah.
And that's why we have a 24/7 customer service, because they're always calling. And these people don't work working hours. That's why you don't expect them. You'll just call me between 8 and 5. So you have a lot of them calling. I saw you here. I saw someone talk about you. What do you do? So what I like about them, yes, consume knowledge, get to know what is a money market fund on social media, but also
Mm-hmm.
do your due diligence. Because a lot of them will come and asking, now tell me about this money market fund. I've heard someone talking about it, right?
Yeah.
So it has actually translated to a lot of people investing. We've seen we've seen a shift,
Okay.
especially in I would say Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
Gen Z millennials are taking up investments a lot more than even the older generation, which is a very commendable thing.
Which is really good. I
Yeah.
agree.
Mm.
So, because of that, what trends are these Gen Zs and millennials? What are they concentrating purely on money markets, or are they looking at also the other options? Have they gone? I remember there was some time back where the US dollar money market fund was the buzzword in Nairobi.
Yes,
Are they
yes.
also taking that up? Yeah. What trends in investments are you seeing with them?
So you'll see majority of them are coming to what is known money market fund.
Mm-hmm.
But after they invest, especially now those who have been there for a year and whatnot, now they're asking what else? What else is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we are also now, it's up to us to go back and create other products that speak to the need that we are seeing. So most of them, yes, we're coming to the products that are well known,
Yeah.
but most of them now are asking what next, right? So it's coming up even with a product that it's not only investing in Kenya, also being able to expose them to global markets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they have that appetite. And what you'll see is that these Gen Zs, yes, they're willing to take a little bit more risk, and it's allowed if you're in your 20s, you can take risk because you still have a long way to work before you retire, right? So yeah, we're seeing them asking for more, and yeah, as a company, we're going back and seeing the other products that we can create to cater for these needs that we are seeing with these people that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys work or do anything to do with the FX world? The foreign, what do we call that?
Foreign forex
Yes, the forex
yeah,
business.
currently we are not doing that, any of
Mm-hmm.
that. So as I mentioned, when we started with the low risk products. All our products are
Low risk.
mostly low risk, because yes, and
Your
if you want
target
to
market
target
was
this,
very
it
clear.
was very clear what you want to do. So we started with these low risk products. We have not gone into foreign forex trading.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't know if something that we look at at in the future, but currently not something that we are doing. Yeah.
Okay.
We are mostly dealing with regulated products. So even the products that we are coming up with, maybe to invest across Africa and global markets, they're also regulated by CMA. So we are going the CMA route. So we are not doing, let's say, this trading of cryptocurrency, Forex, that one we're not doing.
Okay.
We are only going to regulated products. And this is because with regulation comes a lot of protection for the investors.
Yeah.
Because at the end of it is just ensuring that you're doing the best for the investor. You're not exposing them to a lot of risk that maybe they have not signed up for.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you see as investment opportunities in the future? Say 10 years from now, 5 years from now, what can we look out for?
I think the investment landscape is shifting. And as I've mentioned, investors want more. So there are all these other investment opportunities that are coming up. We see these virtual assets that now capital market is actually working on licensing, like cryptocurrencies, because the need is already there. People are already investing in them. So they're looking at how can people allow people to invest in these assets, but in a safer way. So we've seen that shift even in the regulation, where now they're trying to license these products that are coming up, like crypto. They call them virtual assets, right? So we're also seeing it moving there. Another thing that's happening is digitization. As I mentioned, that's where we started as Etica. So a lot of people, that's again using technology to drive investment. That's another thing that's happening. And you're seeing now a lot of people, fund managers and whatnot, are going away from the traditional way of doing investment to a more digitized way. And that's opening it up to being able to invest across the borders, right? You don't have to invest in Kenya alone. You can have a product that will invest anywhere. It can attract investors not only from Kenya. You can attract investors from all over the world that are able to invest in this product, because again, they're exposed to a wider range of assets as well.
Okay, you've mentioned some sort of cross-border investment, but you talked about people away investing here.
Yes.
Can we also invest away?
Yes, you can. You can invest away, and you can do that in two ways, right? You can create an account maybe in the country you want to invest in, look at the opportunities there and invest. Or you can invest locally in a fund that is giving you exposure to outside investment, which is the easier way to do in terms of I'm so sure even in terms of cost, where now you'll find, and there are a lot of these products that are coming up in the market where they're exposing people to global markets, where you're Kenya, but me, I want exposure in Tesla and whatnot. So you have these global products that are coming up where you can invest locally, but your money is diversified into global stocks and global investment assets.
Would you encourage us to look into that?
Yeah, all depending on your risk appetite. When I started, that's what I said. So before you make an investment, just number one, evaluate your risk appetite. Number two, sit with the fund manager or the investment partner that you've chosen and look at if this product will suit your goals. Because again, is my goal to preserve capital? And is this product, will it work for me? Is my goal for long-term capital growth, and will this product work for me? So there's no one shoe that will fit everyone. It have to sit down and be customized to what you can personally is will fit your investment objectives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In the course of doing this work,
Yes.
try to see how best to phrase the question. Have you experienced imposter syndrome, and how has that worked for or against you?
Wow.
This is now your story.
Wow. Let me see. I think imposter syndrome is there, especially from my perspective, being a woman in a field that's mostly dominated by men. It's there, but men started early, right? I told you I didn't do business in school.
Yeah.
The course I did, it was 90% men, 10% women. So it started there, right? Sometimes you feel like, what do other women know? Why am I here? Right? Is it really for me? Is it really for me? Right?
Yeah.
Or am I over my head? Right? But I think what really cures that is proving yourself and taking account of your wins, because it would be like that. But when the exams come, I've actually passed more than the men there, right? So it reinforces the feeling or whatever, because it's mostly a feeling
Yeah.
that actually deserve to be here. Same thing when it comes to in the corporate world,
Mhm.
right? So you have, when you feel like maybe I don't belong here, or am I here out of luck and whatnot, it's good to take count of your wins, right? You see the way when you write a CV, you say, I did this and this, I was able to do this, I developed this, right? Those are your wins. And when you do that and you actually can write down what I have done, it will sort of erase that feeling that you know that I'm here because I'm good at what I do and I deserve to be here. And I think imposter syndrome is there even in motherhood. Sometimes you feel, am I like, what am I doing with these kids? So it's always there. It's a feeling. What I say, it's a feeling. And you see, it's the same way you can't be happy all the time or sad all the time.
Yeah.
There are times you will feel that, but it's having mechanism, even a support system to talk to when you feel that way. Yeah. And be able to point realistically, because when you're feeling, sometimes your mind is not working, to point out, at least you did this and this and this and this, you're a good mom.
Yeah.
Or you deserve to be there. Yeah.
Okay. Finish this sentence for me. A
Mhm.
wealthy woman is
A wealthy woman is a free woman.
is
I
a
would
free
I
woman.
would say it's a free woman, yes.
Mhm. Okay.
Because I think with wealth, if you're not talking about money,
Mhm.
it removes a lot of barriers. You're able to love unconditionally. You're not loving someone because of whatever they're providing for you.
Yeah.
You're able to be a better friend, a better person, a better mom. Yes, I would see a wealthy woman is a free woman.
Is a free woman.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
This is the opportunity I give you to say anything that you feel like we have not asked, or you can talk to the women directly, tell them what you think they should or shouldn't do, or just any nugget of wisdom.
Specifically to women,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if you know this, but statistics that women are better, even long-term savers than men, right? So I think it's a step in the right direction. And women, by nature, how we are made, we are nurturers
Mhm.
in every aspect, be it in caregiving, let's say, to our children, be it at home, right? They say if you give a woman a house, they make it a home. Same thing happens in wealth, right? The moment a woman has money,
Yeah.
they'll turn that into wealth, right? So it's something I think to reinforce
Mhm.
and to see where women are now scared. Because again, and it can be a good thing and a bad thing,
Yeah.
right? So fear is good, but no fear should not stop you from going further or developing further.
Mhm.
So it's to identify the areas that women are falling short in the investment journey, because the need is there. They're already doing it. But what else can we do for women? Is it education? Is it being able to sit with them? Is it forums like this where we're able to educate them, like, this is what you can do even more than what you're already doing to
Mhm.
still develop your wealth, right? And take charge of your investment. Yeah.
All right. So where can we find Etica?
Etica, on social media, it's Etica Capital across all platforms: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. All social media platform is Etica Capital. Physically, you can come to our office. We are located in Wayaki Way.
Mhm.
Inside Consolata Shrine. I think a lot of people know the Catholic Church along Wayaki Way.
Yeah.
So what they don't know is there's an office block inside the church compound. So when you go like you're going to church, there's
Mhm.
an office block there. It's called the Lamano Center. You'll find us in 4th floor.
All right.
Yes, and you can also reach us, I think, on our website, eticacap.com. You'll see our contact there. Our email, our phone number is also there.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alice, for honoring our invite. I hope it wasn't too scary.
No.
You got accustomed to it
I
with time.
got, yes, I did. Yeah,
Asante
but
sana. Yeah, we look forward to having you again on the podcast when we can discuss more investment options. We look forward to seeing your growth more and just walking this journey of building wealth with women.
thank you so much for having me.
Karibu sana.
Asante.